cargo on the aircraft. It's the front hold of the aircraft. It's quite big and quite dark in here. This is where your luggage is going to go when they fly up. It's very cool. Currently on the ramp. This here is Judy uniform. Old aircraft, built in around 2001, 2002. Currently flying for FlySafair, and this design is one that I've made myself. This here is the biggest hold, back cargo hold, where most of your luggage is going to sit. Wow. Very dark in here.
Yeah, so obviously, so when you load the bags, and obviously you close that up here to keep them, because you can't tie them down.
Yeah.
So if they fall in here, as you see, the doors go inside. So if it falls here, then you can't push your door open. So it's also to clear this area for the door to operate.
Wow. This aircraft here is Gulf Sierra. New aircraft FlySafair used to belong to Lion Air. Came in last year and in service this year. This here is the CFM56-7 engine. It's used on all 737 NG aircraft. Many of them have built with the normal 77s. One of them, pretty powerful. You don't want to stand from them when they're. Over there is flight 479, just coming from London Heathrow, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Little delayed.
So there's not going to be any power on it. You're more than welcome to take pictures, sit in a cockpit, take the captain, see if you want, take some pictures.
So this here is the cockpit of the Boeing 737-800. It's one of the most used aircraft in the world. Very used for low-cost airlines because of its economics and its relatively cheap operating costs. This year, as you can see, uniform. This here is the throttle system. So this is what they'll use to power the aircraft. There's flaps over there that extends the wing for drag stowed on the aircraft and reduce lift, especially on takeoff as well. They'll use a reduced flap setting for higher lifts, so it will take shorter takeoff speeds, which is more optimal. This is the speed brake spoiler system. So spoilers are on the wing, they'll flip up like that and they'll spoil the airflow. It slows on the aircraft. This here is the radio system. So this is what they use for contacting air traffic control. Here is the fire warnings. So these all flash on when the fire, if they detect a fire in engine 1 on the APU, which is at the back, engine 2. This here is the fuel cutoff. So when you start the engine, what you'll do is you, I believe you flip one of these switches to ignition, you turn that, and then once you reach 20% N1 on one of these screens, you'll flip that up and that will actually start the engine. Right here is the yoke. This is the yoke of the aircraft. As you can see, it'll turn on that side as well. So turning left controls the aileron. Forward and back is the elevators, so that's up and down. And then over here are the rudders, which control the your yaw, which is your side-to-side movement. And there, over here is your tiller. So this is what they use to actually control the aircraft on the ground. Your PA system. This is, I think it's the PA system, or air mask. One of the two. Not too sure. Here is your PFD. So PFD has your speed on the side, your altitude there, and in the middle is your pitch. So it'll show you a horizon, an artificial horizon. And here's your MFD, which is it's your secondary flight display. So it'll have your GPS, your speeds up there, but most of it's your show stuff like terrain. As I said, it's your engine monitors. So this will be where you look at what your engine's doing, how much power the engines are. And then here's your FMC, which is where you program in the route that you're going to take. So this FMC also programs stuff like how much performance you need to take off. So your weight, it'll take your weight into consideration. It'll then flag out your speeds that you need to take off. So the speeds there's 3 speeds: V1, which is your you can't stop from there. Your VR, which is the speed you rotate, and then V2, which is you need to be off the ground at this point to leave. Up here is most of your other stuff. These here are your fuel pumps. These are your generators, your ground power unit up there, your batteries somewhere up there. This air stuff and your anti-ice packs I think are over here. So what they'll do is packs, I think they control the air conditioning. So when they actually start the engine, they'll switch the pack off, and you can hear it because then the air conditioning will stop, and when they start the engine. And finally, here is your autopilot. So it's very customizable. So here's your altitude. So control what altitude you are, your vertical speed, so how fast you're going up or down. It's in thousands of feet per minute. Normally, I think average ascent rate is around 2,000 feet per minute. Your heading bug, which is control what heading you're on, and your speed. So the speed is controlling what speed you're at. So it uses the auto throttle, and then you can these buttons each activate. So you have your autopilot master, which is, I'm actually not too sure. This is where you set your altitude. This is the setting vertical speed. Your LNAV, lateral navigation, is the actual navigation. It's a horizontal, so it's where you're going. And then your VNAV is your vertical navigation, so that controls your heading. Altitude. And then there's your speed and your flight director. And then these are the if there's a fire, this will start blaring, and if there's some other problems, then if you're taking off without with incorrect flaps or without properly setting the air packs, then this will come on. And yeah, this is the cockpit of the 737. So this aircraft was used by the Springboks national rugby team. So as you can see, these are all their signatures on the
Yes, we had a sign for us.
Yeah.
As they now were flying. Not all of them. Some of them got off. Not all of them. I know CR, if I'm right, he didn't sign. He listed what we asked him to sign it for us.
That is such a beautiful.
This is where they keep food for in-flight meals. They'll keep it in, I think it's refrigerated or heated 1 and 2. Not too sure. And then these are oxygen tanks over here in case there's a problem with pressurization in the cabin. And here is all 189 seats of the full economy configured 737. FlySafair is a low-cost airline, so there aren't any business class seats. It's only economy class. I'm not too sure about pitch and width. That is something that I'm gonna have to research. This is what an average seat looks like. It has, unlike other airlines, similar to European low-cost airlines like Ryanair, FlySafair actually has the safety instructions on the back of the seat instead of as a card. Here we have, actually go into the seating here. This is seatbelt. It's leather padded seats. We have there, and then we have a sick bag and the in-flight menu. So this is the FlySafair offers a buy on board program where you can you can pay for snacks and drinks while on the flight. And then this is what it looks like outside. And if you can see right back there, one of FlySafair's aircraft has landed, Juliet Victor. I've actually been on that aircraft before. And next to us here is an airline flight that's heading out to Victoria Falls, I think. And just next to us here is actually very good timing. This is something I never thought I'd see. This is a brand new leased aircraft. So South African Airways have been using this aircraft on their services to full capacity. And this aircraft over here belongs to Sun Express in Turkey. And it's going to be with lease for SAA for about 6 months. This is the first time that SAA have gotten 737 in their fleet since 2016. Over here for rows 16 and 17 are the 4 overwing exits on the aircraft. They come with extra legroom, but obviously with the extra legroom also comes extra responsibility. So before your flight they'll show you how to open the emergency exits, and if you don't want to, then they will obviously they'll be more than happy to reseat you. These are sold as extra space seats. There you go. So they do cost slightly more than your usual seat. And here's a tip: if you're ever flying, choose 18. Row 18, because row 18 gives you a very good view of the aircraft. Not only that, but it also gives the best sound from the engines. It's very. If you're choosing a seat, obviously I think seat choosing is a bit more expensive. But if you are when you choose it, you might want to choose it. So here's the back of the cabin. This is also holds some food stuff, as well as here's your lavatory. So the lavatory is quite small. It's two back lavatories. I think there's one at the front as well. And this is what it looks like on the insides. There's a standard 737 lavatory. You have your toilet and your sink, and zeros on there. I'm not going to go inside. And then here is your rear door as well, and also your this is where crew will sit. Your flight attendants will sit when they depart as well. And this is what it looks like from the back of the cabin going down to the front. So here's Aer Lingus Embraer E190 Alpha Papa. It's getting ready for a flight out to Victoria Falls, I believe.